Most GRC analysts are working harder than ever and getting paid the same for it. And it's not a bad job market. It's that the thing most people are doubling down on is the exact thing the market stopped paying a premium for. I pulled the postings, I'll put them on screen, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to learn instead. Here's what I keep seeing. GRC analysts respond to a tough market by stacking more of the same. Another framework, another cert. And to be clear, none of that is wrong. ISO 27001, SOC 2, NIST, that's the foundation. You need it. But here's the thing. The market already has thousands of analysts who know those frameworks. They're not scarce anymore. They're the baseline. So when you add a fourth framework on top of the three you already have, you're not moving up the pay scale. You're getting more qualified for the same ceiling. And the ceiling is real. I showed the numbers in a previous video. The analyst lane and the engineering lane are pulling from the same GRC foundation, but paying a $26,000 gap at the average and $50,000 plus at the top. The market has already decided which one it pays more for. The question isn't whether you work hard, it's what you're working hard on. Let me show you what I mean. This is a typical GRC analyst posting. 5 to 7 years of experience, ISO 27001, SOC 2, risk register, evidence collection, vendor questionnaires, solid work. And it's what most practitioners are doing right now. The salary, $115,000 to $145,000. Now watch what happens. When the posting adds a line that says engineer or integrations or Python or Bash, networking, architecture, systems design, those ones that say engineering compliance as code workflows, automate drift detection, the entire skill gap is the Python. The analyst completes the task, the engineers designs how the tasks work and build something that doesn't need a human to run it every quarter. Same GRC foundation, different layer, different ceiling. So what do you actually learn instead of another cert? 3 things. 1, automation. Not learn to code as a whole new career. Learn to automate one GRC task end to end. Evidence collection, a control check, a quarterly report. Pick one thing you currently do by hand and make it repeatable. That's the build layer, and it's the thing that's scarce right now. 2, policy as code. You already write policies. Codifying them, turning a control into something that gets checked automatically instead of manually, that's the same skill with a different output. You already speak this language, you just haven't framed it that way. 3, the systems mindset. Stop thinking of compliance as tasks you complete and start thinking of it as a product you run. That's the difference between the analyst and the engineer. And it's the difference the postings are naming in plain text now. Quick pause. If you're in GRC and this is resonating with you, subscribe. I cover this intersection of GRC, automation, and AI governance every week, and I don't do theory. Here's the part that I want you to sit with. The practitioners moving into the engineering lane right now aren't starting over. They're not throwing away their certs, their audit experience. They're taking the GRC knowledge they already have, which is the hard part to learn, and doing one build layer on top. Most people in this field don't have a skills gap. They have an awareness gap. They've been doing the work. They just don't have the framing yet. So before you close this video, do one thing. Go look at a GRC engineer or senior GRC posting, just one. And instead of scanning for everything you don't have, count the requirements you already meet. I think you'll surprise yourself. Then come back and tell me in the comments, analyst lane or engineering lane, which one are you building toward right now? I want to know.